Hello, Dave here with Best Local Results. My website is bestlocalresults.com. On my website and this YouTube channel, I teach local business owners how to do your own local SEO, or just anybody that's trying to learn local SEO. Now, why would you want to listen to me? Well, I have been doing this for about a decade. I've had clients in highly competitive markets or niches, as well as in less competitive ones, and I've had a lot of success getting them to outrank their competitors in both the Google Map 3-pack as well as in just below that in the regular organic section. And I've also had a lot of success in helping them rank in more areas of their city than just right around their physical their location, their local address. And that's what today's video is about. This is a more advanced topic. If we've been around local SEO much at all, we understand that part of the Google algorithm for Google Maps is proximity. Google assumes that one of the things that's important for you when you're searching for a local business is to find the ones that are closest to you. So that's part of their algorithm. But a lot of businesses, they want to, they service the whole city, and they want to show up when anybody searches around the whole city. And I don't know that that's possible to get your local business to show up in the whole city, depending on the size of the city, I should say. In a lot of cities, that's definitely possible. But you can definitely get yourself to show up in more searches around the city than just near your local business itself. So one thing before we get into this, one thing I do want to mention is there are more advanced methods that I'm not going to have time to go over in today's video. But the stuff that in this video or that's just on my YouTube channel or my website, for 95% of the businesses, or at least 90% of the businesses, this is all you need. And this method that we're going to talk about today is really powerful. So without any further ado, let's jump into it. So first, I want to show you here on my my website, bestlocalresults.com. I don't have an article written right now on how to be relevant in more parts of your city. That'll be one I'll be writing in the future. But there are a couple of articles and videos that go along with those articles that you will want to read just to help you with what we're going to talk about in today's video. If you hover over on-page local SEO, you want to make sure that you really understand content optimization. The articles I have on that and the video that I have on how to optimize your content. That is the individual pages and posts that you write on your website. You have to optimize them correctly so that they target the keywords you want them to target. And what I'm going to teach you in this video won't really work if you don't know how to optimize a page or a post properly. So you'll want to make sure you understand that one. And then another one that's really similar to what we're talking about this is my articles and video on silo structures. Siloing is how you interlink related topics that are all fall under general topics. So and point the SEO juice to your homepage if you're a single location business, or your location pages if you're a multi-location business, so that those pages rank for all of those keywords that each of the pages in your silo structure is targeting. That might be confusing. Go watch that video, you'll understand it. What we're doing today, where we're the different neighborhoods in your city, as well as your city itself, those are keywords. And so this is basically a silo structure. It's a different form than I showed in the other one, but it's a silo structure for targeting the keywords that are the neighborhoods in your city. So what are neighborhoods in a city? Here I just did a search in Google Maps for San Antonio, and it brought up San Antonio, Texas. If I zoom in to San Antonio, you'll see that there's different, it looks like it's naming cities, but these are actual neighborhoods within the city of San Antonio. And if you click on one of them, like this one, Monte Vista, first look over here. Right now the map is showing San Antonio, but if I click on one of these neighborhoods like Monte Vista, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Monte Vista. Anyway, you'll see that the map switches to being a map of Monte Vista, and it's not really clear, but you can see there's an outline for the neighborhood. Goes around here, the neighborhood of Monte Vista. So neighborhoods within the city are units that you can optimize for within a city. Okay, this chart shows the geographic silo structure where we're targeting different neighborhoods in San Antonio other than just San Antonio. This shows how all of the silo structure is interlinked. And I started, when I was preparing for this video, I started to try to diagram a like if you had a multi-location business, that silo structure. And with all of the interlinking, it just looked too confusing to me. And so I thought it would be better if I just did it as though it was a single location. It's probably common sense how you would then convert that to multi-location, but I will explain the differences. Once I go through and explain it all from a single location business perspective, then I'll tell you what you would do different if it was a multi-location business. So just so you understand, each of these rectangles, they represent a page that you're going to write or that's already written on your website. Like, for example, the home page. And then you're going to create a page that's called an area served page. The title of that page will be area served or areas served. And then you're going to create a page for any city that your location services and the neighborhoods within that city that your location services. In this example, we just have one city, San Antonio. And if you remember from when we were looking at San Antonio, there's a whole ton of neighborhoods. You could have a really long list, and that's okay if you want to do that. I just didn't want to for this video. There's nothing wrong with doing that. You can target every neighborhood in the city if you want to. So here we have a rectangle that represents San Antonio, and then we have a bunch of rectangles below that represent a bunch of the neighborhoods that we want to target within San Antonio. And like I said, it could be a lot more because San Antonio is big. So the way each of these pages will be written, obviously, you know how your home page is going to be written. Your area served page, I'm going to click over here to just example one that I did. If you notice, the majority of this text is just that filler text. You would actually want to write about 100 to 200 words on your area served page, just talking about, in general terms, the area that your business covers. And then at the end, as you can see, you could make this a separate paragraph. I just tucked it in the end of my last paragraph, and it says we serve the following areas. I could say the following cities, but anyway, and then I listed San Antonio, Texas, and then I said under that we serve all of San Antonio, including the following neighborhoods, and then I listed all the neighborhoods that I have in this chart here. And so if you don't know what a contextual link is, it's basically you just highlight words and you turn those into a link that go to another page. And so on this area served page, the words San Antonio, Texas are going to be turned into a contextual link that will link to a whole page that we will write that is titled San Antonio, Texas. And then each of the neighborhood pages that I have listed here, like Cibolo, Texas, Helotes, Texas, like Cibolo, Texas will be highlighted and turned into a contextual link that will link to a whole page that we write about Cibolo, Texas. Same with Helotes, Texas, and every neighborhood that you're going to target. Now, you want to make sure that you understand how to optimize a page for the keywords that you're targeting. You want to make sure you go to my website and read all the articles on content optimization when it's talking about the content on specific pages, because you're going to want to know, you're going to want to write each of the city page, San Antonio page, and each of the neighborhood pages so that they're targeting the name, the title of each page. So in other words, the San Antonio, Texas page is targeting the keywords San Antonio, Texas, or San Antonio. The Cibolo, Texas neighborhood page is targeting the keyword. The whole page is targeting the keyword Cibolo, Texas. And so you want to make sure you know how to content optimize, or interlinking them isn't going to help you. Like I'm teaching you in this video isn't going to help you as much. So let's go back to the interlinking. So just to restate, you're going to write a San Antonio page and then a page for each of the neighborhoods, an area served page, and then a home page. Now how these are going to interlink is your home page is going to link to your area served page. Your area served page really doesn't need to link to the home page. I don't know why I put that there. There we go. So your home page is going to link to your area served page. Your area served page in that list that we showed you is going to link to your city page, San Antonio page, and then each of the neighborhood pages, the way I showed you. And then I don't have a sample of a city page or a neighborhood page to show you. But again, the title, like let's just take Cibolo, we'll talk about that. Or let's do San Antonio, Texas. The title of that page is going to be San Antonio, Texas. That's the entire title of the page. And then it'll have subheadings that'll be like things to do in San Antonio. It's all about San Antonio, not about your industry. So things to do in San Antonio, history of San Antonio, founding of San Antonio, or just topics like that. You want your city page and all the neighborhood pages to be about as long as the average page on your local business website, which all of those should be just a little bit longer than your average competitor's page, but not much longer. So your Cibolo page will be the same. The title will be Cibolo, Texas, and then history of Cibolo, Texas, or history of Cibolo. I like to, whenever I mention the city and state in a subheading, I like to do it a little bit different than I did in the title of the page if I can. It's a short title, so it might not be able to do that every time. But anyway, so you'll have subheadings, and so it'll be an entire page all about Cibolo, each neighbor. So your neighborhood pages will be entire pages all about that specific neighborhood, targeting the name of the neighborhood. So hopefully that makes sense. And then within the San Antonio page and each of the neighborhood pages, you will mention the name of the business. If it's a dentistry, such and such dentistry, and you will highlight the name of that business, and link back to the homepage. So your homepage links to the area service page, the area service page links to the city page and all the neighborhood pages. The neighborhood pages link back to the homepage. So that should be pretty clear. Now, if you have multiple location pages or multiple locations in your business, let's just say you have 2 locations in your business. It'd be the same if you had 3, but let's say you have 2 locations in your business. Then instead of 1 square here on this chart, it would be 2 squares, location 1 and location 2, or location this city and then location this city. See my bestlocalresults.com on how to properly do a location page. Anyway, your area served page, even if you have multiple locations, you're only going to have 1 area served page. Both of your location pages will, or your homepage if you're a single location business, on the text of your homepage or your location pages, you will mention the areas that you serve, and like areas served will be turned into a contextual link to your area served page, something like that. And you'll do that on each location page if you're a multi-location business. But you're only going to have 1 area served page. And so like this is your area served page. It would have, your 100 to 200 words, whatever, talking about your all the areas that you service. And then when you get into the list here, if you have multiple cities, you would list the first city like that. And then we serve within that city, the whole city, including the following neighborhoods. You'd list all of the neighborhoods for this city that you're going to target. And then you would list the second city and do a similar bit of text under that and all the neighborhoods within that city. But it would still all be on 1 location page. Then since you'd have 2 cities, let's say you have 2 locations, but they're in different cities. Okay, then you would have this scenario for the first city, and then you'd have down here would list the second city. You'd have similar text underneath that city, and then the neighborhoods from the second city listed underneath. And all those would be turned into contextual links to each city and each neighborhood that you've listed. And then when you write those cities and neighborhood pages, somewhere in those pages you would mention the business name and turn the business name as a link back to the location page that city or neighborhood is serviced by. Now, if you have multiple locations within the same city, then the way I would recommend you do it is list the city once, do a city page, and then say, text we serve all of San Antonio, period, and maybe list the street address, are this location at this street address services the following neighborhoods, and then list all those neighborhoods, and then text here, our location at this address services all of these neighborhoods, and you would list all of those neighborhoods. And then each of those pages would somewhere in there mention the business name, which would link back to the location that services them. Hopefully that makes sense. I think it does. So this is a simple silo structure that I can't stress enough how powerful it is. I've seen it, after, you want to have your local business website set up with your Google Search Console so that you can submit new pages when you create them to the website to ask Google to index them. If you don't know how to do that, go on YouTube and search how do I set up Google Search Console. There's lots of videos that show you how to do that. Or how to index a page on Google Search Console. No, there's lots of videos that show you how to do that. But you want to make sure that all of these pages, every page on your website gets indexed. And what I've found is once, I've taken a business that showed up right around their, they showed up really good in the 3-pack right around their neighborhood, but they didn't show up up in other parts of the city. And when I searched from being in a different city, their business, and then listed the city in the search, when I search from out of town, they don't show up in the 3-pack. But then I've done this type of a silo structure on their website, targeting enough neighborhoods in the entire city that for me, when I search from outside the city, all of a sudden they come up in the 3-pack. And when they do local searches, and there's tools that I can test this from, we'll have to do some articles on those tools. It's pretty cool. And maybe a video will be upcoming on that as well. But all of a sudden from these neighborhoods, not every time, but most of the time when people search from within that neighborhood, now all of a sudden they're showing up in the 3-pack. So this is a super, super powerful tool. So I hope you got some benefit out of that. You did if you grasp the power of this. Again, if you're in a super highly competitive city or market, you definitely want to do this. But there's also some advanced techniques that I don't have time to go over in this video. I'll probably end up doing a course for some of the more advanced techniques. So subscribe to this channel and bookmark bestlocalresults.com and be watching that because from that website I'll give you guys, you'll be able to access the courses when I do those for some of the more tougher, more competitive markets. But again, for most cities and most markets, I'd say for 90% of the local businesses in the United States, doing this is good enough. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Please don't forget to like the video. That really helps us with the Google algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell so you'll be notified when we do future videos. If you want to just help us spread the word, if you know any local business owners or people that are trying to learn SEO that this might benefit, share this video, email it to them, or share it in your social media. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Talk to you in the next video.